Well, thanks so much for tuning into this earnings conversation with arguably the software stock of the last of this week, if you will, and that's Nucleus Software Exports. They came out with a quarter which is just exceptional, 30% quarter-on-quarter revenue growth. The beat, of course, was led by, as I read out, strong execution of orders and a few AMC contracts having an upward repricing conclusion, as a result of which I think there is an uptick there. But let me get the man who's done this and heads Nucleus Software to try and talk about what happened in the quarter, whether some of these things can happen again, and what is his outlook on business at large. Mr. Dusad, great having you. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you so much, Neeraj, and thanks to you, BQ, for giving us this opportunity. Very important question that you've raised, and you'll need to indulge with me for giving you some background on the.
Please do. Let's start with the background.
So, 30 years back, this journey of creating intellectual property on Indian soil started with Nucleus Software. Nowadays, at least we are talking about intellectual property getting created, but 3 decades back, it was completely unheard of. What we did was we wanted to make India Atmanirbhar. The word was not so popular then, but we wanted to make sure that we are able to run our banking and financial services businesses using our own intellectual property, Indian intellectual property. And that's how we started our suite of lending and transaction banking products. The products have grown to the level that 40 lakh crores over these last 30 years. They have grown to the level that 40 lakh crores of retail assets are either originated and or serviced and or collected using our platform, which is nearly 50% of the industry. And that in turn has helped the banking and financial services industry, and if we want to take a claim on the or little bit of impact on the economy itself, that has helped come up with so much of housing, so much of automobile loans, personal loans, and you have it, gold loans and education loans, you have it. And likewise, our transaction banking product, it helps some of our customers, all our customers put together, $15 trillion worth of collections and payments per annum that happen using our platform per annum. Now, while we were doing this, we were so passionate on being Atmanirbhar that we didn't even look at our competitors who were charging at least 10 times more. And suddenly last year when we realized we felt that we were doing ultra deep discounting, and that's where we felt that we need to go back to our customers, convey this point to them about the commercial side of our wonderful relationships that we've had. And our customers have been very generous, very understanding, and that is how we've started this AMC revision process. So we have spoken to some of them. We are speaking to the rest of them. Some of them have agreed to the increased AMC, and that is how part of it is visible in the numbers. We are quite confident that over coming months and quarters, we would be finishing our negotiations with all of them, and of course in the process we also get to understand their pains better, their challenges better, and in the process prepare ourselves to help them meet their challenges in the coming years and decades, as we have done in last 3 decades. Last quarter, we also celebrated this 30 years of Indian IP on from Indian soil,
Mhm.
and our customers of 2.5 decades, 3 decades were there to appreciate our contribution in their growth, and that was
Sure.
very, very satisfying. So that's the long answer to your short question, Neeraj.
No, but good to understand that backdrop. So, which is why it was completely fine. Now, I have a fundamental question before I get to numbers, sir, because I have a lot of numbers to discuss with you. But a fundamental question. I heard you say that you've discussed with some of the customers about this repricing. Some of them have agreed, which means some of them may not have agreed. So, what happens to customers who haven't agreed to the repricing argument?
No. Okay. Let me just put it this way, that when I said some of us agreed, some of them have agreed. The negotiations are complete with them, and the negotiations with the rest of them are still to get completed. That's about it. The value that we deliver is so immense that there is no question of any one of, by God's grace, so far, any one of them saying no, this is completely unreasonable, and we would like to move out, and so on.
Okay. So, sir, would you reckon that almost all of your customers will agree to the repricing, or is there a risk of losing some and you are prepared to take that risk?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. We do not see that risk at all.
At all.
Because the relationships have been so strong, so robust. So it's just a matter of time. They have their own negotiation, their own budget cycles, and so on and so forth. But otherwise, the value addition has been so immense that they are willing to appreciate what we are saying.
Wow. Now, viewers, just to give you the extent of how much this has changed the numbers. In Q3, they clocked in revenues of 170 crores, Mr. Dusad, if I'm not wrong.
59 crores.
Yeah, and this compares to maybe a number of 130 odd crores in quarter two.
That's right.
And that's a very sharp uptake. Now, Mr. Dusad, give us some color about how did this incremental revenue growth come from? Was it entirely because of repricing or something else? And what do the future quarters therefore bring or have in store?
Yeah. So we can say that the increment, 50% of the increment is because of some of the outstanding accruals that were to be done. So part of that, and entire increment in some manner is essentially because of AMC increase, the price increase. Part of it for this quarter and part of it for previous quarters. Okay. I hope that part is clear. And then talking about the future quarters, we are as of now not in a position, as it is, we never give guidance. So we are not in a position to comment on whether it will be similar or lower or higher. I'm sorry, I'm not in a position to make that comment. But suffice it to say that the relationships between between Nucleus and our customers is growing stronger even with this price increase.
Sure. Okay. So where I'm trying to understand, Mr. Dusad, is this, that if most of your customers over a period of the next 1 year, let's say, agree to the repricing, I mean, some here, some there, but mostly they agree to the repricing because of the relationship and the service that you give, then your quarterly run rate would ideally move to a new normal from 130 crore or whatever number it may have been previous to quarter two or previous to quarter three. One would argue that it'll anyways move to a new normal because most of the customers will agree. Would that be a fair assumption?
Absolutely fair assumption.
Okay. In which case, sir, again, I'm not asking you to give me specific guidance, but I'm just trying to understand if this thinking is outlandish or correct. You did whatever revenue you may have done in FY22, FY23, the assumption is that you might do about 550 or 600 crores, which means you probably do similar numbers in Q4 as you did in Q3. And the assumption is that from 550 to 600 crores, you might log on to 700 crores and 800 crores in FY24 and 25. Now, again, I repeat, I'm not asking you to give me specific numbers, but could the growth rates be so pronounced because of this repricing? Or are people also assuming some new deal wins in the process?
No, we are clearly looking at new deals in the process. We are very aggressively continuing to talk to some of marquee names who do not have benefit of our intellectual property, and they are keenly looking forward to take their businesses, start running their businesses using our intellectual property. And that again is a very, very satisfying feeling, because of the robustness, because of the values that using which we run the company. People are able to get intrinsic confidence in going for our intellectual property, and it gives them a good sleep at night.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I wonder, sir, you've of course signed, I believe, a large transformation deal with Bank of Sydney during the quarter, which shows that you can get large clients too. But it's a competitive world out there. There are players who are much or multiple times larger than your company out there doing both services and products. How confident are you of bagging more such deals like the one that you've bagged with Bank of Sydney?
We're absolutely confident on that, Neeraj. There is no reason whatsoever why we would not be able to bag similar deals in developed part of the world. We some of our customers have been using our IP for 2 decades, some of them for a decade and a half. So yeah, and all of them are very, very satisfied customers, giving us rating of 10 out of 10.
So are those customers actually acquiring newer services from you, Mr. Dusad, as well?
Yes, that is that part is bit slow, but they are very, very happy customers. And we since ours is our offerings are essentially in 3 areas. One is the lending products, the second one is transaction banking product, and third one is our services business. So in services business, yes, more customers are talking to us on for increasing our connectivity with them.
Okay, so these assumptions, again, I'm not, if you can tell me, are these assumptions outlandish, Mr. Dusad, that you would probably grow at a rate of 100 crores odd per annum for the next 2-3 years? Are these outlandish or are these reasonable?
No, they are not outlandish.
They are not outlandish. Okay. The other one is on operational metrics. Again, out there, compared to what you did in Q2, obviously because of the bump up and the operating leverage, there's a very sharp uptick, 25% versus 5% EBIT margins is just an extraordinary show. Now, my question is, what is sustainable? What are sustainable margins according to you?
Okay, as of this moment, I would not be able to again give any guidance on that. Now, and having said that, these are the numbers that we really strive for any intellectual property business, and that's all I can say.
Okay. Oh, fair call. So I'm not asking for a guidance, but let me just ask this to you: that do you believe clocking in EBIT margins northwards of 20% quarter after quarter is a realistic possibility, or is it a difficult proposition?
Yeah, it is a realistic possibility.
Wow. So there is a possibility, Mr. Dusad, therefore, that you might move to average annualized EBIT margins northwards of 20% as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Now, can you tell us, one, what is the blue sky scenario to this argument, both on the revenue and the margin? And what are the risks, Mr. Dusad, to what is looking like a fairly promising story currently?
No, I am not able to visualize too many risks, except for completely external factors like how recession plays out and so on so forth across the globe. But that apart, there's no reason why we should not be able to achieve what we are talking about.
Yeah, the only question, Mr. Dusad, in the minds of people would be that while you admitted at the start of this conversation that you suddenly, it was almost akin to like you waking up and realizing that, hey, we are not getting the biggest or the best bang for the buck. But you are such a veteran in this industry, sir. It seems slightly difficult to digest that you did not think about this ever in the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of what were not necessarily the best of times for Nucleus software.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. We when we realized that is how the feeling was.
Wow.
Why didn't we go back to our partners earlier? That was the only feeling.
Okay. Mr. Dusad, one final question. Your outstanding order book as of now is 570 crores, if I'm not wrong. Can you tell us the split of this order book? Part one of my question. And what is your expectation of logo wins or order backlog moving up? Because frankly, if I look at the heightened expectations that the street has from you, your order book to bill or the order book to the annual revenue number, it's a fairly tight ratio of sorts. So how do you expect to enhance this?
No, completely agree with you. I think our new logos acquisition is going to improve now soon enough, and that's how we will be able to do some bring some comfort to this particular ratio.
Yeah, but what my question would again be, sir, that what gives you the confidence for the order wins? Because repricing existing customers who see value in your product is one thing. Winning new logos might be completely different. The pace has not been very impressive for a while. So what gives you this confidence that you'll be able to change it?
Quite right. And what gives me confidence is our conversations with some of the marquee names, as I mentioned in the beginning, who are not using our solutions, but they are looking for robust solutions.
And you reckon that we'll probably hear some announcements around these, hopefully, over the course of this calendar year?
Yeah. Okay. Certainly.
Well, Mr. Dusad, this has been a fabulous show. As they say in Hindi, der aaye durust aaye. But we wish you all the best for these times continuing for you and your shareholders. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you so much, Neeraj, and really appreciate your inviting us.
No, and frankly, on the back of this, we'll love to look forward to talking to you every quarter or at the time of you having some large transformative deals, which I hope happen very soon. But thanks for talking today, Rob.
Thank you so much.
And viewers, thanks for tuning into this conversation with Nucleus Software. It's a stock that is certainly in focus.